Well, you know what time it is? It's time to make another video. And I'm not actually going to show you any installation today. I'm going to show you what I've got at one of my favorite hardware stores, the Home Depot, and some of my upcoming projects. Yes, of course, every time I do something, I'm going to make a video of it. And let's look at this. This light fixture right here. I wanted something kind of blingy. Mommy likes things blingy. And that was ideal. It's only 18 inches long, and they always give you the measurements on the outside of the box. And see, here it is, 18-inch LED vanity fixture. What I kind of liked on here, look, it says no bulbs required. Yeah, no bulbs required, and it's also dimmable. And that means there's LED little lights in here on a little pad of some sort. And oh, I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'll probably have to keep the little direction packet in case I ever need to reorder the whole little insert that makes the LEDs light up. But that is going to be on an upcoming video. And see, that's where I'm going to put it, right there above this sink area. And there wasn't many options I could do here because the sink area and the counter is so small. I didn't want to get a 30-inch or a 3-foot light fixture in here because it would make it look like it's too big. Okay, they had just a single mount there with two heads coming out. And it was old school, and 15-year-old light fixture. And we decided to upgrade some of the lights out here, and see we got something kind of similar here, but a little bit different. And I didn't want to go too samey with everything. And on the LEDs, they're dimmable. If you get a dimmable light switch, and you can dim LEDs, and that's a good thing, So, and we just happen to have the light switch that was in here from originally was dimmable. This one here is for the exhaust fan up in here, the ceiling exhaust fan. Okay, and that's kind of a nice touch to have your light switch in your bathroom dimmable, a dimmer light switch. Okay, because sometimes in the middle of the night you don't want it so bright. You just leave it, just turn it on dim, and it doesn't shock you to death, from getting up in the middle of the night. Okay, what else do I have here? Here's a Better Than Wax, a Fluid Master Universal Toilet Seal. No leaks, worry-free, fits any drain, any toilet. And this rubber assembly, and there's some other parts in here. I've used these before, and I like those. I'm going to be installing a toilet downstairs, and the good thing about this is when you're positioning your toilet, if you have to lift it up off of there and kind of resituate it, you can with a wax ring. You have to be really careful as you put it down, because once you put it down, you don't want to be messing around with it, twisting it a little bit, and the toilet's not perfectly square and coming out straight from the wall. It's kind of tilted. I've got to slide it over. You slide it over a little bit, and now you've just messed up your wax ring. Or you put your toilet down and you smash it down there, and then you find out your toilet's teeter-tottering because the front side of your toilet floor is lower than up where your bolts are. And so you have to raise that with some shims or something to keep it from rocking. And once you raise it up off of your wax ring, you've just lost your seal. But you can do that. You can raise it. You can shim up the front of your toilet, and it's not going to affect this because it's not wax. It's waxless. Better Than Wax. Okay. And so I'll be installing that. And downstairs on the deck, I've got to replace the GFCI outlet, and I've already made a video on why the old outlet was not resetting, and this happens to be a 20 amp. Did you know they make these in 15 amp and 20 amp? What's the difference? I'll tell you. I'll explain to you why I ended up getting a 20 amp when I install that. You'll just have to keep watching videos. What else am I going to be doing? Here's a carbon monoxide alarm and smoke. And it needed to be wired up because I have hard wires up in the ceiling. And that's what this little thing is for here. See, it says hardwired with 10-year battery backup. There's a 10-year battery backup in here, and there's also, this means that looks like a wire nut with wires coming up. That's what that means. That means you hook it up to your electrical system and it's connected onto an electrical breaker and all that kind of stuff. Make sure you look for that if that's the kind you want, because you don't want to get one and then bring it back from the store and find out, oh, it's just battery operated. You know, they have battery operated. Did you know they have battery operated 10-year worry-free smoke and carbon monoxide alarms just like this? That's just the battery, and it's one battery that will last for 10 years. You just look for it at the store. They have that kind. They also have the 9-volt battery operated kind that you have to replace those batteries every 6 months to a year. You know, so it took me a while to find this one at the store, and there's a reason why I've got to have smoke and carbon monoxide. And maybe I should walk you downstairs and show you that real quick. Like all of our smoke alarms, see, there's one way up there, and we've got another high one like that up in the master bedroom, and we've got one here, we've got one in the guest bedroom, we've got one downstairs too. And why am I wanting to replace the one downstairs? Well, I just happen to know that this one downstairs, even though it's working, and you can see that it's working right now, see the little green light on there? And that's a Kitty smoke alarm, 10-year lithium battery in there. Those things are like $35, $40. Why am I replacing that? Well, because it's not a carbon monoxide alarm and smoke alarm. It's just a smoke alarm. And I know that for a fact because when you reset the button on there, if it's carbon monoxide, you'll have a person, it'll test first for smoke and it will say fire. And then it will test again after that and it will say carbon monoxide alarm, or it will say something else and it's voice activated. Well, it doesn't do that when you reset it, so I know it's only smoke. And the reason why it has to be carbon monoxide alarm too is because when you have a kitchen area like this and downstairs, if you have any gas appliances, you need to do it. And see, the stove, the old stove that was in here was hooked up to the gas. The new stove that we're getting is going to be hooked up to the gas too. Okay, so that's the only appliance in here. This is where the dishwasher goes. Of course, there's no gas for that. There's no gas for the oven. The stove, the oven, the microwave, the stove, it's going to be a gas top, and the actual oven is also going to be gas. So anytime you have gas, you've got to have a smoke and carbon monoxide. The carbon monoxide is for the gas, because if we didn't have a carbon monoxide alarm here, and if this thing ever leaked, the carbon monoxide is going to be down low, and where do you suppose it's going to go? It's going to travel right up the stairs, and it's going to go right underneath the doors to the bedrooms. And if we're sleeping in one of those bedrooms, the alarm is not going to go off. A regular smoke alarm may not go off when you have just a carbon monoxide leak, okay? And so we could be up in the other bedroom, up the master bedroom, sleeping away while we have a leak down here, and maybe that would be our last night ever on this earth if we did not have a carbon monoxide alarm here. And you know, it's actually code too. If when you're building a new house or remodeling, and you have to have anything inspected, the inspector's going to require you to replace that. If he's a good inspector, he'll require you to replace that right there. And guess what? If you just have a regular smoke alarm there, let's say you have a carbon monoxide leak. Let's say somebody's sleeping out here on your couch, your hide-a-bed couch, or in a sleeping bag, or something like that. Or somebody is sleeping up in your guest room and they die. Or something happens where the ambulance has to come and there's a big, huge medical bill. Guess who's got to pay for that? You're probably going to have to pay for that. Your insurance company, they send out investigators, and when your insurance company finds out that that smoke alarm is not a carbon monoxide and a smoke alarm, they're going to say, hey, our insurance doesn't cover you because you did not have a carbon monoxide alarm where you're close to your kitchen area, and you had a gas appliance. Okay, very, very important that you put one of these in. That's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for safety. I'm doing it for code. I'm doing it for insurance purposes. This thing was not cheap either. This was almost $60. Okay, even though that smoke alarm's still fine, that could be still good for another 5-6 years, because those are good for 10 years. And I know that battery operated or lithium battery operated hardwired smoke alarm up there is about 4 or 5 years old. So I know it's still got 5 years life in it, but I still have to take it down. And maybe I can put it somewhere else in another house or a rental or something like that later on down the road. Okay, so I'll be putting that in. I'll make an entire video of that. Oh, I had to get some springs for one of my eyeball trims to a light fixture like that. You know how the trim cover gets installed? If you don't, you might want to watch that video that I got coming up, and I'm going to show you a couple different things having to do with that. And I needed to get a spring. I only needed one spring. This was the best thing I could find at the store, and so I'm going to have to do that. What else I got in here? A slide dimmer. And see, here's the dimmer, and here's an on-off paddle. It almost looks like the one that I have, and I was trying to match these up. In fact, see, that is the very same as that, so that's good. And this is an actual paddle, so this is an on-off and a dimmer. This one does not have the paddle. You can get a paddle at the bottom, on-off, and the dimmer, or when you dim, when you're down to there, you just push it a little bit more, and it's off. If you have it up like that, it's still on. So if you have one like this, make sure it's pushed all the way down and you'll know it's off, okay? And these were a dimmer, and I needed 3-way. And the funny thing was, I was at the store and I was looking all over, and I thought, oh, they're not carrying them anymore, because usually you'll see slide dimmer and it will say 3-way. Or a 3-way light switch, it'll say 3-way somewhere on the package. None of these said 3-way. And I almost left the store not being too happy. But see, when you look in here, see this one here? This is for single pull or 3-way. See, 3-way means you can hook it, you can control it by 2 different light switches. See? That's the only place in the package where it says 3-way. I would have thought it would say something way up high, 3-way. And did you know they have 3-way lit dimmers, but I couldn't find it at the store. At the Home Depot. Sorry, Home Depot, you kind of messed me up on that one. I looked and looked. They had about 15 different dimmer switches, different brands and different prices and stuff. No lit 3-way dimmers, because I want to put a dimmer switch on these lights. Now see, this turns on this light, and this switch turns off that light, and it also is connected to that. But I want these to dim at night. These are supposed to be, this used to be where a wall sconce light was, this is mainly for ambiance at night. And these are for ambiance at night. And that's why I put that dimmer switch was in the other room. I didn't need the dimmer switch over there anymore. I thought I'll just put it over here and see if it works. Son of a gun, it did work. So I knew that these types of lights, these LEDs, were dimmable. And if you're not sure, you can look on your box. Remember, this one I'm putting in the bathroom, and it says dimmable. See, dimmable. And and then you look on this. See, controls dimmable, LED, CFLs, and incandescent and halogen bulbs. All that, as long as whatever bulb you put in says it's dimmable. But I don't have to put any bulbs in this because it's got a little plate in there for LEDs, and it says it was dimmable. I did the same thing with those, but I didn't read it on the box. But see, this is supposed to be for ambiance. I don't really want them that bright late at night. Okay, maybe I just want it down low, like that. Okay, and that's how I wanted this too. I wanted this low, and I wanted to be able to dim that. I couldn't just get a regular dimmer, but I guess I could have. Cause see, look at this. This one will do both single pole, right there, which means single pole means if you just have one light switch that goes up to a light, okay, that you just control at one location, or three-way, which means this dimmer light switch will work here, and it will work over there. That's a three-way. That means three-way, where this light switch will turn on, and you've got another light switch over there that controls these lights. Okay, so I'm going to put that here. And the funny thing on that is these are lit. You see how that section's lit and that's lit. And I wanted this to be lit up here, but it didn't. I couldn't find it. So late at night, this is the one that really needs to be lit, not this one over at the stairs, because this other one at the stairs will still be lit, so I can see that. That one happens to be for down here. So guess what? That's why I needed another dimmer switch for these two, because I want these two to be on a dimmer, but I'm not going to put it up here. This is lit. That one's not lit down there, so one of my dimmer switches will be down there for these two. The other dimmable switch I'm going to put here, and I'm going to take this, sorry about that, I'm going to take this, how am I going to do that? Oh yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this switch here, which is not a dimmable switch, but it has a light on it, okay? I'm going to take that three-way switch, and I'm going to put it over here, okay? That makes sense? Then I'm going to take the dimmable switch, because this is not a lit dimmable switch. I'm going to put this over here, okay? And that'll work. And then I can just leave this dimmed down for most of the time. And then when I come out of the bedroom late at night, if I want to hit these lights, at least I can see the light switch, in pitch black, because it's going to, this whole top is going to be lit, because I'm going to use this switch. I'm going to put that over there. Okay, and so I've got two of these switches to put in. There's the one, here's the other one, and that's going to be some upcoming projects here. I got some caps to snap on for the toilet, because I'm not sure if that came with the toilet when I got it. I think it comes with that. It probably comes with mounting screws. It actually came with a wax ring, the toilet that we're going to install. But I'm not going to use the wax ring that it came with. But I will use some nice caulking that I got from the store. This is gloss white, and I'll probably use that down at the base of the toilet. And you can get all kinds of different ones. I'm going to try this one this time, Quick Seal Ultra. Repels water, soap scum, stains, and dirt. 100% waterproof, crack proof, safe for granite marble, easy water cleanup, and low odor. I'm going to use that, and it's going to stay nice and white after it dries. Some caulking is say white and it doesn't stay nice and bright white after it dries, but you know, get the right one and it probably will. Okay, here's some of my upcoming projects, and if you want to watch those, stick around. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos. Well, I guess it's time to get busy. What is our project today? I see we got all kinds of goodies here. A light fixture to go into a bathroom, some dimmer switches, a smoke alarm and carbon monoxide alarm combo, some springs, ooh, toilet wax ring. I know a few projects I'm going to be doing here shortly. And a GFI outlet, yes, this is what I'm going to be showing you today, how to install a 20 amp GFI outlet. If that's what you want to see, stick around.